Alright, so this is a review. Well, this artwork is, um, you've got like a child holding a crown, and then there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's like fruits on a table, and I believe that there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Um, but yeah, other than that, there's like 13 tracks on the album. In fact, technically 12. One's a bonus. But yeah, let's just get into it. So there is King's Disease, Blue Benz, Car 85 featuring Charlie Wilson, Ultra Black featuring Hit Boy, 27 Summers, Replace Me featuring Big Sean and Don Toliver. And then there is Till the War Is Won featuring Little Durk. Then there's All Bad featuring Anderson Peak. Oh no, not Anderson Peak, Anderson Paak. Then there is The Definition featuring Brucey B. Then there's The Full Circle featuring The Firm. Yes, you heard right. The Firm. You know about The Firm? If you don't, listen. If you don't know who's in The Firm, let me just list off the names that's in The Firm. There's Nas. There's Foxy Brown. There is AZ. And then there's Cormega. Listen. But then there's also Nature. But listen, Nature wasn't on here. But other than that, it's still The Firm. The Firm is The Firm is The Firm. Alright. I didn't expect this. But anyway, then there is 10 Points, the song 10 Points. Then there's the song The Cure. Then there's the bonus track, which is called Spicy, featuring Fivio or Fivio Foreign, featuring ASAP Ferg. So yeah, right off the back, we'll just talk about, this album in general. It's Nas, isn't it? Like, he don't disappoint. It's as simple as that. He just doesn't disappoint. Yeah, the one thing I realize is he's been in the game for a minute, to the point where he reminds you he's been in the game for 27 summers. Like, deep how long 27 summers is. That's 27 years. We're in 2020 date, this was recording a date this album was released. So that's what? 92, 93? 27 summers. How long can any other artist or any artist in the hip hop industry really last? There's not that many that can really last that long and still consistently put out quality pieces of work and even spread it out over time. Because we're in the era where, music is coming like quickly. It's coming quickly. So, it's an interesting, it's like the microwave era, I want to call it. Not to say that it's that's a bad thing, because you do want to hear new music now and again, but sometimes you just want to digest a whole project, and then it could take a year or 2 years, then boom, to release another album. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's only a few artists that can do that and still have the energy of people still supporting them properly. Do you see what I mean? Because there's some that can feel like some not fall off, but they put out a body of work. It blows up, and then about release another album 3-4 years later, and it don't get the same level of attention that the previous album got. Do you see what I'm saying? It gets less. So for Nas to be able to consistently just do what he's doing for 27 summers and still have that energy with, with the new generation and all that stuff there, to the point he even got a few new generations on the album. Do you see what I'm saying? Like 5-year foreign. I didn't really expect that. Don Toliver. I didn't expect that. Although I would expect Dave East for obvious reasons, but other than that, do you know what I mean? That's one of those things, isn't it? Like Nas is one of the GOATs. In fact, I hate using the word GOATs. He is a great MC. You see what I mean? He's a great MC. Enough said. But yeah, let's just get into one track, one album. As I always do. If it's in context or out of context, it is what it is. And that will be Full Circle. In fact, before I even get into... let's talk about that song in general first. When I heard Foxy Brown do her thing, I had to pull it up. Not one time, not 2 times, not 3 times, not 4 times, like multiple times. Like Foxy Brown, like I don't think you get it. She is a barer. Like when she's ready to spit bars, she's fucking ready. She is ready. Huh? I listen. Like, cause she said a bar, like, there's, what was that bar? She said a bar about power, about her pussy being power, and something about Tommy. Yeah, pussy being power. She gets something about Tommy, but I understood there's like a double or triple entendre where obviously she's talking about. I listen. I didn't want to go into too tough, yeah, but you got to listen to it. That's all I have to say. You have to listen to it and you can interpret it yourself. I may have got the interpretation wrong. I'm ready to hold my hands up and admit wrong if I'm wrong, but it's just the fact that knowing her situation, do you know what I mean? Like I don't know if she's fully healed with her hearing and stuff like that, but to be able to still bar like that and just go in hard as if the firm didn't take a huge break. But anyway, I hope they do come out with a new album, like a full album, the full album, including Nature in it, yeah, but a full album. But yeah, man. Other than that, Full Circle. So in life, one thing most people don't understand, and it took me a while to understand this as well, is that everything comes full circle. And what I actually mean by that is, look, whatever you do now, or whatever you did in the past, it has a reflection on what happens in your life in the present, but also in the future. So even if you said or did something wrong, fair enough, you can hold your hands up and you've grown from that situation. It's how you deal with that thing coming up in the past. To some people say the past coming up to haunt them, but you use it again as you can use it to empower you to show your growth. Yeah, because don't get it wrong, I've said some things in the past where I don't necessarily agree with now. Do you see what I mean? Like, because I learned new information. So that's how it goes. You can't always have the mindset that you're always right all the time, or because everyone learns, grows, and prospers. That's the way it goes in life. Yeah. So, and also, when the negative stuff does come up in your present because of what you did in the past, you've got to hold that L and learn from it. That L is not a loss, it's a lesson. And when you learn from your lesson, you drop the L from learn and you start earning. Yeah, you start earning new experiences, and also in some cases monetary gain as well, but mostly you will learn new experiences, because that's what life really is about in a sense, yeah? But anyway, so what I recommend is if you click the link in the description box below, where it says become a member of the Thealkebulantrust. When you do that, you get access to online courses such as, healthcare. Because in that course there, you'll learn exactly how to, deal with your problems and your emotions effectively without fatal consequences to self and others. The reason why that's so important when it comes to things like this is because you don't understand, well, now you're going to understand, but you don't understand the impact that you have on yourself and others from whatever you say or whatever you do. Do you see what I mean? So it's not about trying to please other people, but it's about understanding that you have a role to play. You understand? Even if you think it's minor or you really don't, but you really do have a role to play. Yeah? Like, you don't know how important you are in someone else's life. You just don't know. There's not going to be some people watching you that you ain't got a clue, but they're watching you. Yeah? They're watching you, and they're watching to see your growth so they can get on your wavelength, or you get on their wavelength, and start working with you. Like, you just don't know. Life is messed up, and you could life is funny like that. You could end up putting the foot wrong, and then they could bounce. So that opportunity that you thought you had, you don't have it anymore. Do you see what I mean? Or, it could eventually come back. It could come full circle once you've gone through the rounds of, reevaluating your life and your career and improving from the L's and stuff like that. So that's why I say you gotta strengthen your mental health, learn how to deal with your problems and your emotions effectively, because that's what it comes down to. It's how you deal with your problems, because that's essentially what it is. Because sometimes you may deal with your problems in a way that you think is right at the time. Don't get it twisted. But in the long run, it really isn't. You see what I mean? So you want to also slightly think long term as well. But anyway, listen. So like I said, the link is in the description box below. It says become a member of the Thealkebulantrust. Make sure you do that so you can get access to that course to learn how to develop your mindset and all that stuff there. But yeah, I'm gonna give this album a 10 out of 10. There was one bar where I caught where, is he talking about who I think he's talking about? I'm not gonna say who, and the reason why I'm not gonna do that is because I don't want to instigate nothing. But yeah, and I most probably just did that just by mentioning that. But at the end of the day, Nas did his thing. So like I said, it's Nas, isn't it? He doesn't disappoint. So click the link in the description box below. Where it says do that, become a member of the Thealkebulantrust. But the link in the description box below, there's a link to his album. Go stream that, do that, listen to his album. Yeah, it's interesting. The album's a very interesting piece of album. It's Nas, man. Nasty Nas, Escobar, get me, Godson. All the names you want to give him, get me. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Like I said, link to the album in the description box below. Go stream that. If you've got any questions, any topic you'd like for us to discuss in the videos, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, also in the link in the description box below, there's another link where it says make a donation. Go ahead, make a donation. You can make a donation of any amount, especially if you want us to continue going and growing. So if you've got any questions, like I said, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest might just be next.